How's everyone doing this morning?
Perfect!
There we go. Thank you. Some audience participation. Well, thanks for the opportunity to allow me to be here. Thank you very much. My name is Jeff Gaston with MyRVSchool. I want to first of all welcome all the veterans home. Thank you for your sacrifice. So if you served out there, thank you so much. Welcome. I appreciate you. So why am I here? Right?
Close to the mic.
Can you hear me there?
Yeah.
No, okay. So why am I here? Well, I'm here to first introduce us as a company, MyRVSchool, to you. Camera guy, I like to walk around, sorry. So what we do is we offer hands-on driving lessons, but we're so much more than that. We do educational seminars, we offer RV weighing, we sell products that you see over here, but first and foremost, we're RVers just like you are. Okay, I travel with my other instructors all over the country doing what we do, and that's teaching classes, keeping RVers safe while you're on the road. Okay, I can't do anything about everybody else that's around you, but we can work on help keeping you safe. Okay? I'm going to ask you this: who is the newest RVer here? How long have you owned your RV?
5 days.
5 days. Can
She wins! She wins right there!
anybody beat 5 days?
Right there! You're minus
1 day?
Oh, but she doesn't have it yet.
It's in the shop, but I bought it.
Okay, well, here you go. Here's a gift from us to you. Fire protection. All right. Now, who's been RVing in your RV here the longest? Anybody want to admit to that? 10 years or longer.
Not a good 7.
7 years in this one?
Oh, no, not
8 years in this one? Can anybody beat 8 years?
2004.
Okay, you want to do it from as long as RVing or RVing in your van out here? Which one? The van out here? Okay. 8 years. Anybody beat 8 years? All right, sir, here you go. Hey, there you go. Dennis, appreciate it. So what did I just give them? And I'll go ahead and I'm going to pass these around. Please make sure that I get these back. This is a foam fire extinguisher. Now, what is the difference between this and the dry chemical fire extinguisher that you have in your coast? A lot. Okay? They all will put out a fire. They're all A, B, and C class fire extinguishers. This one also does D, class D, and class K, which is metal fires and grease fires. What our foam does is it neutralizes any flammable liquids so they don't flare up again. Okay? The great thing about this product as well is we are directly hands-on with the manufacturer. It's made right here in the Sunshine State of Florida. Right? It's biodegradable, and you can just clean it up with water. Now, the great thing about this extinguisher is you can also spray this product on you if you have to get through the fire. Right? I don't want anybody to be a firefighter unless you need to fight it to get out. Okay? One of those cans has a continuous spray of about 20 seconds. Do you know how long you have to get out of your RV before it's too late? 10 seconds. Yes, Ms. Barber. That is absolutely correct. Yeah. See, so anybody heard of Mac the Fire Guy? We are Mac 2.0. So in 2018, when Mac decided, in 2017, first part of 2018, when Mac decided to step away, we took on some of the product that he was selling and we enhanced it and made it better. So I tell folks we're Mac 2.0. So with that being said, we can also help you develop an escape plan. I know it's real easy, open the big door and get out, right? But what if it doesn't? How are you going to get out? Right? Those are things to think about. 10 seconds. By the time your smoke detector goes off, it's already too late. because that means it's been smoking and smoldering long enough to get to that detector. Okay? Does anybody have a napkin? I want to use grab one of these. Sir, can you grab one of those napkins back there for me? I want to do a demo, if y'all will let me, of this extinguisher. Thank you. Miss Barbara, since you've done Max classes, would you come be my assistant? Don't worry, I won't set you on fire. Darn. Darn. Oh, man.
I'm on fire.
If you will hold these. And this, please.
Now, to use this extinguisher, it's really simple.
And we made sure that they're the same size as a water bottle. Okay, so if you have your Aquafina, your Niagara water bottle, you'll see it's the same diameter. So it fits in your cup holders perfectly. Okay, to use it, we know that sometimes our viewers aren't as dexterous as we used to be, right? So it's super simple to use.
All you do is take this tab, break it off. Thanks for catching that for me. And then you just point and shoot. So I'm going to squirt it right here, and that's all it does. Now let me show you. So this is without any protection. I'm on fire. Little stage fright. It burns just like paper does, right? Like we expect it to do. So we'll put that out. Now, if you will take that extinguisher and spray some on this napkin for me, please. Just spray it on that napkin. Keep going. There we go. Right? And that's a good thing about this product. Now, if this dries, guess what? It's still fire resistant. Okay? Now, I said it's biodegradable, non-toxic. Hit me. Right? So you can spray it on yourself, your dog, your cat, your whatever you need to. Oh, it's happening, baby.
Film it, film it.
So if I have to get to the fire, that's outside. Now, and
again, any burns? This is my real arm, I promise you. I did. Let's give Barbara a hand. I'll clean up this mess later. Now, I did have some lady who was so terrified of one of these shows, she went around and told everybody that I must have a fake arm. So for 6 days, I had people coming over and poking my arm. But it's real, right? And we work with the company that manufactures these for us for that reason. You're not going to see anybody else take an extinguisher, spray it on them, and take a 400+ degree torch and put it through their skin.
Where were you guys on the California fires?
We were here with you guys.
You know, damn.
I got a question.
Yes, ma'am.
I was thinking of getting the prepaid Biodegradable Fire blankets. So I don't know what's about that. I mean, comparing to yours.
Great question. So she was talking about the fire blankets. Sir, I'll clean that off. Thank you. So here's the thing with the fire blankets. Any product that we put our name on, that we recommend, please rest assured that this guy tested it. And you see how I test things. Okay? We're still testing them. So there's not one yet that I can recommend, but they all do the same thing, right? Like Todd said, you know, the burn rate on the safes, right? The next thing we get is fireproof document protectors. We're testing them, and they'll save your documents in the middle. The stuff on the outside gets charred, right? On the outside of the package, right? So you put 6 documents in there, the outer 2 or 3 documents are going to get burned, right? Because of the heat, it starts to smolder, right? But they're good. We just haven't come to a conclusion with one that we really like. Okay?
Does it replace the fire
So you can leave the extinguisher right there, right? And mount this where it's easy to get, okay? How many of you have more than one fire extinguisher in your van? How many that raise your hand have it in a cabinet, in a drawer, something like that? Yeah, please mount it so that it can be seen, right? That it's readily accessible, okay? Because I'm the guy who's gonna run into the fire to make sure you're out. Yes, sir. Do we have mounting brackets for that? The answer is no. And the reason it's no is because everybody wanted something different. The ones we used to sell were kind of like the chrome nickel plated ones. But it doesn't match my decor. Do you have one that's blue? Do you have plastic? Do you have purple? Do you have some with little bedazzled stuff on it? No. A bicycle water bottle bracket is exactly what we recommend, so that it slides in and slides out. No latch or anything that you have to do. Because really it comes down to seconds. Okay? If you can get out without having to use it, that's what we want. Okay? But if you do have to use it, call me and I'll replace it. Okay? On my dime. I mean, I don't want you to have to use it, but I like hearing great stories. I saw that hand in the back first.
Is it a one and done once you open it?
Is it a one and done? No. Now, per the fire code, yes. Because, or the whole can, at that point in time, the fire code considers it empty. But because it's aerosol, you can keep going until that can is out. Okay?
Does it have an expiration date?
It does have an expiration date. It's the longest expiration date of any extinguisher on the market right now. Yes, ma'am. Okay, that was your question?
No, I do this with the black hat.
Oh! So, I've actually walked away with stuff at an auction I didn't want to because I did that. I had to explain that to my wife. But right now, these expire at 2028. November of 2028, all right? The reason we can put that expiration date on here is because of the contents in the can. Most other foam fire extinguishers that you find on the market for a whole lot less money have Freon 134A as their propellant. And I don't know what type of fluid that they use. We use distilled water and nitrogen for our compression. Okay? Yes? If you leave it in the hot sun, will it be okay? Yes, it will. Because the warehouse is in Florida. We're based out of Florida. I have them in all of our vehicles. Right? My young son thought it'd be funny because all the demos we put in all of our cars. So my son, he was 5 at the time, thought it'd be funny to squirt mom in the back of the head with it. Needless to say, she has a ball. No, she didn't have a ball spot. I'm just kidding.
Was it funny?
It was funny for a moment until she pulled the car over, and then fun it was no longer. But if you're interested, $20 is what we sell them a piece for. We can sell them in multiple packs, individual case slots, pallets, however you all decide. Okay. Any questions on the fire extinguishers?
Yeah.
Yes.
If you put something on the pots and you spray on it, can you clean it pretty easy to use it?
Yes, if you spray something, let's say that I cause a kitchen fire and I put that pot out, all you have to do is clean it with soap and water and you're right back to business with that pot. Okay? And that's what we really make sure we work with them to make sure it was biodegradable, non-toxic, user-friendly. Okay? I've been doing this for years and nothing's wrong with me. I'm just kidding. Any other questions on the fire extinguishers? We have these available all the time. I brought on like 10 or 12, 14 cases of that with me. You can also go to our website, MyRVSchool.com, and you can buy them online there as well. Okay? All right, moving on. Something else that goes hand in hand with safety is, Maddie, a seatbelt cutter, glass breaker, and safety hammer. Okay? These are designed specifically to be flat on one end and curved on the other. Do you see that, sir? That's so you can mount it. Right? Put a little piece of Velcro, stick it to your A-pillar. But Jeff, it doesn't match my decor, the aesthetics of my Zen chamber. Right? Come on, I know RVers. I are one. Right? But I'd rather it not match my decor and I can see where it is than worry about how pretty something is as we're tumbling. Right? It's also the heaviest one on the market in this shape, in this design. And for those of you that need protection, we teach a class on that as well. Right, Judge? You get somebody right in the throat, that'll take care of it. There you go. So, mount this so it can be seen. It's not going to do any good in the glove box, will it? Not going to do any good in the back, will it? Mount it by every seatbelt position of the primary occupants. One on the driver's side, one on the passenger side. Okay? Because if something happens, heaven forbid, I'm not speaking this into anybody's life, but something happens and you have to get cut out of that coach by someone who comes up on the incident, if it's mounted, they're going to see what it is, grab it, and start using it. Okay? I sold some of these to a Super C rally last year. They happened upon an accident, grabbed their hammer, and helped save somebody else. So think about that. It may not just be for you, it could be you helping someone else. Okay? Well, they have their batons, and people think I can grab a hammer and smash out a window. It's really not that way. Okay? Yes, sir. MyRVSchool.com. All right? And I'll make sure Miss Jackie has all the information she can post out there to you. All right? We have these for sale, $8.50. Okay? How many of you need internet for your coach? Travelify is what we have partnered up with. It's a company that, this is the smallest option they have. You can connect 5 devices on here. Okay? It's cellular technology. Well, Jeff, I have the T-Mobile or the Verizon home box. That's only one carrier. Right? I have a hotspot on my phone. That's only one carrier. This has 3 cell phone carriers right here in this box. Verizon, T-Mobile, and AT&T. You don't have to pay 3 bills. You pay 1 bill to Travelify, Pace Electronics, and they take care of all the switching and everything in the background for you. Right? When we're traveling, this is what we use. Those of us remember the day growing up when it was like, Mom, Dad, are we there yet? In my traveling, it's Mom, Dad, turn on the Travelify because of the electronic devices, right? So the only time you're going to have an issue with that is when there's no cell phone coverage. But you may not want to have cell phone coverage in those locations anyway, because that's why we get away from it, get off the grid, right? Up here are the plans. With the highest plan being $129 a month for unlimited. Now you may say, well, I have unlimited plan already. Read the fine print, because a lot of times that's up to a certain point before they start to slow you down. Okay? Most cell phone carriers, providers, it's either up 20, 50, or 100 gigs. That's it. This unlimited plan, before they slow you down, is 800 gigabytes. That's a lot of data. I try to just waste, and the most I could stream my computer, 2 TVs, and my tablet on, plus my phone, I only got about 250 gigs in a month. That was just wasting it, just to see if I could get close. Right? They are based out of Minnesota. American call service. When you call them, they're right there. They're easy to help you. So on here are the plans. One of the most common questions is, does it work in Canada and Mexico? Yes, but you have to pay an additional add-on package to that. Okay? It's pay as you go. There's no long-term contract. If you come off the road in September and you're not going to go back on the road again until March, you can turn that off for that the entire time. I see your hand, I'll get right with you. Go ahead.
What are the customer service hours?
8 to 8, I believe. They did a recent change on that.
They regular hours, so there's a hurricane or like still being through, right?
You should be, yes, ma'am. Yep. Yes.
Interior mount or exterior?
Interior mount.
Interior.
Yep, this goes right on the dash when we're going down the road. You can, in my bus, we put it right on the dinette table, cruising on down the road.
It's
Yes.
like a hotspot, basically.
It is a hotspot with all 3 carriers. Yes, sir.
Can you use it at home?
You can use it at home. As a matter of fact, I was at the Airstream rally end of last year, and when the guy looked at the unlimited plan, he said, it's $129. I said, yeah. He goes, well, we're paying a lot more than that for our home internet, so we're going to cancel that and just use that. And that's what they did. Yes, sir. And you can take it back and forth. So let me finish one thing. So I was saying earlier where you can activate it and deactivate it. You only pay activation fee one time, and that's the initial $30 whenever you sign up for the plan. I have mine off usually about 4 months of the year. Then I call them up and say, hey, here's my email address. I want to activate my travel, my hotspot. Boom, tell them what plan you want. They charge you right then, and you go. Yes, ma'am.
Is it, can you do like video meetings, Zoom meetings and things like that?
Video meetings and Zoom meetings, yes. Yeah, it's full-on streaming device. Yes, ma'am. We stream TV, my laptop, all kinds of stuff to it all the time. Yes.
I have Sprint, but they use the towers of one of those.
Yeah, this works on all 3 towers. Or all 3 carriers, AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile. AT&T, Sprint, T-Mobile, they're doing some conglomeration now.
But I mean, I have
Yes, sir.
Sprint. So,
Yeah, this has nothing to do with your cell phone. It's its own separate thing.
oh, okay.
Yep. No SIM cards required. They're all built in. Yes, ma'am.
Do you know what the actual download speeds are?
I can get that for you. I can call them and ask them, but I know it's super quick. Yeah, and I would say that because,
People doing Zoom meetings at the same time.
well, that's okay because it's always looking for the best connection. So let's say that this is a Verizon heavy network. If the system sees that you're slowing down, it'll switch to another network that has a more input output. Yes, sir. Does it have an Ethernet port? This one does not. They do sell a router though that does. One with the 4 antennas, right? So that one has up to 30 device capability. Yes.
Can I change any of the SIM cards that are in there?
You cannot. They're eSIMs. They're pre-programmed into it. Yes. Yes, ma'am.
What's the minimum that you can sign
The
up?
minimum plan, yes. What's the minimum plan you can sign up for? The minimum plan is 2 gigabytes.
But you have to pay for the whole month?
You pay for the whole, yes ma'am, you pay for, so let's say if you initiate, you activate your plan on the 12th, it will go to the 12th.
Okay.
Yes ma'am. Yes, sir.
So this is not like a Starlink where it's satellite based?
It is not.
Tower based?
Tower based. Now, that being said, I do know with T-Mobile and Starlink doing their thing, very soon all the cell phone carriers are going to be doing that, so they're looking at that as well. Because, I mean, as technology moves, everything has to move with it, right? Now, the price. If you go online, it's going to be $299. You're going to fill out this little form, and they're going to gather all your information and give you a $50 discount, right? But now they have all your information. So it brings you down to, I think, $149. I'll sell it to you for $149.99 on my website. I have some here available today if you're interested. And then all you'll do is call them, activate your plan, pay your $30 activation fee, and you're on the net, you're streaming, you're having a good time. Any questions on that? All right, MyRVSchool.com is the website. Tire pressure monitoring systems. Who has one? Good. Who uses it all the time? When it beeps, who turns it off? Yeah, a few hands. I know there's some hands still come up. So one of the classes we teach is on tire safety and weighing. And I know it sounds so cliche, but truly the most important piece of equipment you have is your tires, right? What I teach in my class is treat your tires like you do your feet. Clean, dry, and covered. Right? That you're going to get the longest use out of your tires that way. We are sponsored by Michelin and Blue Ox, so Michelin really is on board with what we're doing, and we're on board with what they're doing. But the tire care is for any brand, right? Clean, dry, covered. Do not use petroleum-based products on your tires. Armor All, Tire Shine, Tire Black, Bug Juice, whatever all that stuff is out there, right? Don't put that on your tires. The only thing we want you to do to your tires is just keep them clean with soap and water. That's it. Keep them off the ground with a barrier between your tires and the surface that you park it on. How many of you park on cement regularly, or you store it on a cement pad? When you move your tires off there, what do you see? Tire tracks, right? That's actually the cement pulling those UV protectants, those essential oils out of the tire, right? So put a barrier between your tire and the surface that it's on, okay? Use tire covers. Again, you're protecting it from that UV damage, right? Something else we want you to do is get your coach weighed. How many of you have ever had your RVs weighed before? Yeah, it's very important, right? Corner weights is what we offer. We have scales that travel with us. They're portable scales. What we help you do is, one, find out your balance, left side to right side. Our scales are digital, and I can tell you your percentage of balance or imbalance. If you're 53% on one side, 47% on the other side, I can tell you that. I'm also going to tell you if you're overloading your wheel load. And the last thing we're going to give you is your recommended tire inflation pressure. But Jeff, what does that mean? Sticker on the door says I run it at 65 psi. Well, that's max weight for max pressure. Okay? At 65 psi for, let's say, 6,000 pounds of weight on that tire. Okay? But if we weigh you and you only have 3,500 pounds as your heaviest weight on that tire for that axle, you're not going to want to run 65 psi because you do not have enough weight pushing down on the tire. Right? There's a direct relationship from weight pushing down to air pushing back up. All right? And it also gives you the better contact patch for your tire on the surface of the road. Okay? So that's why weighing your RV is so important as well. And we offer that service. We charge $70 for that. You'll get all the information right there upon completion of the weighing for you to make your adjustments accordingly. All right? Any questions on that?
You got that here?
I do have the scales with me in my truck, yes, sir.
Whose scales are that?
I'm sorry?
Who's the manufacturer of the scales?
USA Scales is who manufactures them. You have experience in the scale business? Okay, absolutely. Yep. They have, they're digital, they have the, I think 6 or 8 load cells on each pad. Each pad goes up to 30,000 pounds. Yes?
Some of us spend too much money here at the rally and bought a new van. Where are you located?
Great question. We are located over in the Tampa, Florida area. Myself and my instructors travel all over the country, all over the state. If you would like our phone number, I'll give that to you. It's 855-697-8123. Yeah.
Okay, retired.
Yeah, okay.
You travel
Yeah, we're just north of Sarasota. Yep. I'm the one that usually does all the weighing because I like it. 855-697-8123. To make it easy, 855-MyRV123. So we try to keep it simple. I'm a simple kind of guy. Any other questions? Yes, sir, in the back.
On weighing your bands, so do you have to do it every time you reload and unload, like packing them?
No, that's a great question. So do I have to reload my van every time I load it and unload it? No, unless you want to. I'll be glad to come weigh you every time. So what we do is, most folks that we weigh, that's usually what their basic traveling, load is, if you will, right? So then, depending on what your numbers are, if you have too much stuff, right, because we all have too much stuff, then you can flip this sheet over the back and you can make your subtractions. Or let's say we're going a trip to Alaska and we want to take more things, then you can add that to the weights that we already give you. But I want to caution you, just remember there's much like there's a relationship between air pressure and weight, there's also a relationship between how much water I carry and how much stuff. Okay? If I want to carry more water, I need to carry less stuff. Right? And that's what it boils down to. Okay? Yes, sir.
Can you schedule a weight with you today?
Yeah, when are you departing here? What day? Tomorrow. When's the departure date? Today or tomorrow? Tomorrow? Yeah, if y'all want to get weighed, I can come back tomorrow and I'll talk to the resort. Maybe I'll load up right out here. And if you want to get weighed, schedule an appointment with me and I'll come back and weigh you for $70. Okay?
Can I make an assumption that most and like class B, we don't have to worry about the weight? I mean, this is more like all-in things, right?
So I'm going to repeat your question. So the question is, can we make an assumption that with a Class B van, we really don't have to worry about weight, right? It's more for hauling and towing. No, that's not a good assumption because you can overload it because they don't give you a lot of storage space, right? Somewhere on your coach, there's going to be a yellow sticker that talks about your cargo carrying capacity. It'll tell you how many passengers in your coach. It'll also tell you what a full load of water is. Now that water is also counted as cargo, okay? So we put our stuff in there that we can't live without, and then we add a full tank of water, and just like that, we're over the axle limits, or we're over the gross weight, okay? Class B vans really can load up quickly, believe it or not, even though you may not feel there's a lot of space to put your stuff. The problem is, it's not with the van, it's not with the manufacturer, it's with us. Because we pack by volume. Anybody know what that means?
Space.
By God, there's an empty spot and something's got to be in it. Right? We can't have an empty spot, I got to put something in it. And we do. Oh, well, there's room for more, so we put something else in there. And then we put more, and that's why we recommend getting weight.
But as far as the pressure of the tires, it's through the power of the chassis that comes with it, correct?
It is, but they're loaded to the max pressure for the max weight because the manufacturers don't know what you're going to put in there. Okay? So Timmy the tire guy, when he mounts that tire on that rim, if the sidewall of that tire says 65 PSI, that's what he's going to fill it to. Because he doesn't know anything different. Every tire manufacturer has what's called a load inflation chart. And it's in 5-pound increments. Okay? So if your recommended tire pressure, let's say, is 50 PSI, that's 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. That's 50 PSI. Don't be that RVer that's out there every day, every second, because I'm 2 pounds too much. Right? It's a 5-pound increment. All right? So if there's folks that like to get weighed, I'll come back and tomorrow. Whoever the first appointment is, I'll be here for that, and I'll have the scale set up. But please get on the schedule. That way I can keep the flow. It's about a 15-minute appointment or so. And everybody will just get in line for your appointment time, and we'll get you across the scales and on the road. If you have something that you're towing, if you're flat towing, It doesn't matter on your rear axle weight. How many of you tow a trailer or a tow dolly or something behind it? Okay, then tongue weight's going to be a factor on that. So what we'll do is we'll weigh your coach and your trailer together, and then we'll unhook the trailer, and then we'll weigh your coach to give you the tongue weight that you're putting on the rear axle. Yes, sir.
I'm assuming this is cold temperature because when you're driving, it's
Cold temperature. Yep, absolutely, that's cold temperature. Let's talk about that. The easiest, again, I like keeping it simple, right? The easiest definition of a cold inflation pressure is a tire that's been driven less than 1 mile. Okay? Never let air out of a hot tire. Never, ever, ever, never, never, ever, never, never. Ever, never. Don't do it. Let it cool down minimum 3 hours before you adjust pressures.
Why?
Why?
Because of the expansion of it, right? And if you're letting air out of a hot tire, now when that tire cools down, it's going to be even lower, right? And I did have somebody tell me the story. He asked if I wanted to see the picture. I said no, but a friend of his was letting air out of his tire and it exploded and scalped him. True or not, I don't know. But the biggest reason is because now when you're done, that tire cools, now it's flatter. Okay. Any other questions? I'll be around for a few hours. Please come see me if you want to purchase anything.